Self-sabotage is one of the most confusing patterns in human psychology, because the person standing in the way of your happiness can sometimes be yourself. It happens when unconscious fears, insecurities, or deeply learned beliefs influence your behavior in ways that move you away from the very things you claim to want. You may desperately want success, but procrastinate when an important opportunity appears. You may want intimacy, but become distant when someone genuinely gets close. You may desire peace, but repeatedly return to situations that keep you emotionally exhausted because familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar happiness. At the center of self-sabotage is often a conflict between what the conscious mind wants and what the emotional mind fears. One part of you wants change, while another part associates change with rejection, failure, responsibility, vulnerability, or loss. This is why self-sabotage can feel irrational from the outside. The behavior may not make sense until you understand what the person is trying to protect themselves from. Perfectionism is one common form. If you demand that everything be flawless, you always have a reason to delay beginning. Procrastination can serve a similar purpose, because avoiding the task temporarily protects you from confronting the possibility that your effort might not be good enough. Another form is choosing emotionally unavailable people, because relationships with limited intimacy provide connection without requiring complete vulnerability. You may also create unnecessary conflict when life becomes stable because instability feels more familiar than peace. The greatest tragedy of self-sabotage is that it can eventually create evidence for the negative beliefs that caused it. You avoid taking risks because you fear failure, then regret the opportunities you never pursued. You push people away because you fear abandonment, then interpret their distance as proof that nobody stays. You refuse to believe you deserve success, then unconsciously make choices that prevent you from achieving it. Recognizing these patterns is not about blaming yourself. Many self-sabotaging behaviors began as attempts to protect you from something that once felt dangerous. The problem is that a strategy that protected you in the past can become destructive when your circumstances change. Healing begins with curiosity. Instead of asking, "Why do I keep ruining everything?" ask, "What am I afraid will happen if things actually go well?" That question can reveal the hidden beliefs driving your behavior. You may discover that success feels frightening because it creates responsibility. Intimacy feels dangerous because it creates vulnerability. Or happiness feels suspicious because disappointment once followed it. Real change begins when you stop treating fear as an instruction. You can feel afraid and still move forward. You can succeed without becoming someone else. You can allow good things to remain without waiting for them to disappear. Sometimes the greatest breakthrough is realizing that the life you want does not need to be fought for against the world. You may simply need to stop fighting against yourself.